The Indian stock markets ended with healthy gains today, with the NSE Nifty shutting above the 4,930 levels, while the BSE Sensex closed just below the 16,500 levels. Indian stocks rallied earlier on the back of a worldwide bounce in risky assets after 6 top central banks swung into action to ease credit conditions for banks due to worries about the worsening debt crisis in the Eurozone. At one point, the Sensex had spurted by close to 600 points, while the Nifty briefly crossed 5,000 mark before softening slightly. But the indices were unable to hold on to their early morning gains and finished off the day's high due to some profit booking in the second half. Sentiment also got hit after European indices opened lower. In addition, data today showed slowdown in India's export and manufacturing sector output. Infrastructure sector's output came to a halt in October, while the fiscal deficit shot up to nearly 75% of the annual projection. In spite of all the bad news, there were some developments to cheer for. Food inflation slipped to 8% in third week of November from around 9% in the previous week. Barring the BSE Pharma Index, all other major sectoral indices ended in green. Among the top performers were BSE Metal Index up by 4.1%, BSE Banking Index gained 3.7% and BSE Realty Index was up by 3.5%. Shares of Rinbaxy were in the limelight for good as well as bad reasons. The stock jumped over 10% early on to hit a high of Rs 483 after the company received an approval from the US FDA to sell a generic version of Lipitor in the US market. However, the stock lost much of the steam and ended only 2% higher after reports stated that company, which had 180 days exclusivity for marketing of its drugs, had tied up with Israel's Teva Pharma. The Indian company will share part of the profits from generic Lipitor with Teva. The stock finally ended higher by only 2% to close at 443. Shares of Indian Oil, BPCL and HPCL fell after the state-run oil marketing companies cut petrol prices by 65 paisa per litre or nearly 1.2% from Thursday, reflecting global prices. Reduction in international petrol prices and a declining rupee led to the downward revision in petrol prices by 65 paisa a litre, excluding state levies from December 1, said IOC in a statement. The OMCs had cut petrol prices by about 3.2% earlier this month, the first reduction in retail prices in nearly 3 years, and first since prices were decontrolled in June 2010. Thank you. Wish you have a great evening ahead.